What is up, you guys? Jordan here, back again with another Volkswagen video. The Porsche has not been forgotten. I finally got all the suspension. Actually, let me just show you real quick as a little teaser. Hi there, Jordan from the future here. There is not going to be a teaser because I have already completed the full suspension on the car and made a video about it. So you can actually check that out in the little eye thingy up here. I'll have it linked for you so you can check it out. But yeah, let's go over a Volkswagen recap since a lot has happened kind of since this video has been filmed. So I'm going to fill you in first and then you can feel free to watch the rest of this video. So I went ahead and installed the sun visor. I love this thing. It gives a very classic look to it. Got that in the car. Did a bunch of little knick-knack stuff inside the interior. I just didn't have a chance to film it because it's just so close quarters in there. But essentially I rebuilt the air boxes, put them in the car. As for the Porsche, she is back on the ground and looking amazing. I've taken her out on a shakedown test drive. The suspension feels great. Everything is super tight and super responsive. Everything I could ask for. I might have to raise it up just a little bit or stiffen up the shocks because there's a slight bit of rubbing. But the next thing going on with this that I'm gonna start filming is the rear suspension. That is going to be a whole nother undertaking, but I've already done the front, so hopefully with that experience, the back should go a little bit smoother. I hope. Who knows? If you saw the last VW update, we were putting in the rear quarter windows, and we're going to continue putting in the windows, but today I'm going to tackle the shift linkage because right now it is terrible. So this is the current state of the shifter, and while it looks fine as it is, there's so much slop and so much play into it, and we're going to try and alleviate that today. So it is currently in first, and there's all of this slop in it right here that I'm going to try and get rid of. And I can almost guarantee you that the actual shifter rod bushing right in this area is completely disintegrated. I also have a brand new shifter coupling that goes back here. Unfortunately not in the top, it's underneath the car. So we're going to tackle that, and we're going to tackle this today and hopefully clear up a lot of this slop. And you know, that could very well just be the characteristic of this shifter and gearbox, but if it isn't, then we're going to go in and fix it. And if it doesn't fix it, I can at least say that the pieces are now brand new and will last for the remainder of this car's life.
Had to transfer over to the phone because I do not think the camera will see, but this is essentially where the coupler is. It is right in front of the transmission. That's the nasty ass transmission, but inside here is what we need. Alright, so once you get the cover off, this is the shifter coupling housing. Basically, the shifter rod goes into this coupler right here, and that's what gives you the ability to shift. You gotta take out that little set screw right there, take out that nut right there, or screw, and then this whole shifter assembly slides out the front of the car. So that is what we're doing now.
And before we take out the coupling in the back, gotta take out the shifter. So once you get it out of the car, this is essentially what you're left with. You've got your locking screw right here, and this is just what goes over the shift rod. And I will be replacing it with this piece right here from Empy. This is just it's gonna take out all the slop or any potential slop that you would get right here. As you can see, these use a rubber bushing to kind of keep everything in, but over the years, they can get old, crusty, and worn out. We're gonna switch it to something where there's absolutely no play. It slides right in, same set screw. Should be good to go. All right, and there we have the shifter rod. It's seen better days. Also, pretty sure we found the cause of all that slop. This is supposed to be held in by the retaining ring, which is also supposed to be held in by a little mount, basically right here in the shifter tunnel. It's disintegrated, broken, yeah, so we'll be replacing that as well.
So I went to go look into the shifter tunnel to see that right there, which is where I need to put the new bushing. And look what I found. The old bushing and the remnants of everything else. So that is typically what happens after 60 years. So that's what we're replacing.
Moving on to the installation, it's pretty straightforward. We just do everything backwards. This is going to be the new shift rod bushing rather than that one that disintegrated. This is going to be a Delrin insert, so it's going to last pretty much forever. It literally just pops into the housing inside the tunnel, which you got a little glimpse of on that last clip where I showed you the disintegrated original. It's going to clip in, and then the shift rod just goes right through it. There's going to be absolutely no play. Reconnect the coupler at the back, put the shifter back in, good to go. Hit it with some grease because this baby needs to shift nice and smooth. So just grease it up, be liberal with it, doesn't really matter. We have these right here, which are basically the fresh air and water plenums. They go up underneath the front cowl of the car. They catch all the water so that doesn't get into the cabin of the car, but it also redirects a lot of the air for like defroster and things like that, or just fresh air vents just in general into the car. So these need to be refurbished because all the seam seal is gone, and I'll show you, this is literally, if these leak, it's going right on your feet. So these need to be in tip-top condition. So these are the cowls. Those two boxes sit literally underneath those inside the cabin of the car. Air comes over here, goes inside, and comes up the vents right here, over there in the corners for, you know, fresh air and defrost. As you can see, that just goes straight into the car. So like I was saying, if those aren't functioning correctly, it's just gonna dump right into your feet. It's pretty simple to disassemble these. You just gotta pop off this little tube holder thingy-mabobber, and then there's just two more screws that basically hold the two levers right here on, and then you can actually refurbish the box. So everything is now back in the car. It's essentially just the same installation process as it was of taking it out. We have the new things in there, so now it's time for a maiden voyage and then heading to do the rear window, get that thing in there, and then can put it on the road. Porsche window. Just kind of lay it where you think it's supposed to. I gotta come way over here, yeah. Thinking kind of, I gotta go, yeah.
Do you want to put that suction cup thing on it, or?
No, I don't think so yet. I just was expecting it more to kind of like lay on the, you know, the trim of the body line on the inside, but I guess.
Yeah, I mean, at least we're getting this right now.
Yeah. Guess we'll see. Okay. Let's push down over here. Is it working? Yeah. Okay. I mean, the window's in, so it should be fine. All right, should be good. Cool. So it's the next day, and I forgot to film my little recap of this back window, but this was by far the hardest part of getting anything on this car whatsoever. The pop-out windows were much easier. The windshield was much easier. I had to literally take this deck lid off, put all of my body weight on this just in order for it to seat into the actual window cavity and then get everything in. So if you are in the process of putting a rear window on a 1967 Volkswagen Fastback, you got to put all your weight on it, otherwise it ain't going in. But yeah, it looks amazing the way it is. A few little adjustments were needed afterwards, but now I could not be any happier. So we get to move on to the inside now. Small wins, closer and closer to being finally finished, and then focusing all my energy on this and another little project that I have outside. But small wins first.